It all starts in your head. The way you think about money, whether you see it as a tool for growth or a source of stress, shapes your entire financial reality. A scarcity mindset whispers, "There's never enough," and keeps you stuck in survival mode, constantly chasing your tail. But a wealth mindset, that's where the magic happens. It's like flipping a switch, suddenly seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Think about it. How many times have you hesitated to take a chance because you were too focused on what could go wrong instead of what could go right? Here's the thing. People with a growth mindset don't just stumble into success, they create it. They're the ones who see a downturn in the market and think, "How can I make this work for me?" instead of panicking. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He built his fortune by staying calm and strategic when others were losing their heads. That's the power of shifting from a scarcity versus abundance mindset. It's not about ignoring risks. It's about training your brain to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. But let's be real. It's not easy to reprogram your mind for wealth overnight. Years of subconscious money blocks don't just disappear with a snap of your fingers. It takes practice, like rewiring a circuit. Start small. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't afford this," replace it with, "How can I afford this?" That one little tweak can open doors you didn't even know existed. And once you start seeing those doors, you'll realize they've been there all along, you just weren't looking. Blaming others for your financial situation might feel comforting in the moment, but it's a trap that keeps you stuck. It's easy to point fingers at the government, your boss, or even the wealthy. But here's the hard truth. None of them are responsible for your financial freedom. Taking ownership of your money mindset is the first step toward breaking free. Think of it like driving a car. If you're not in the driver's seat, you're at the mercy of wherever someone else takes you. And let's be honest, that's not where you want to be. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone to save you and start creating your own opportunities. For instance, instead of saying, "I can't get ahead because my job doesn't pay enough," ask yourself, "What skills can I learn to increase my income?" People with a millionaire mindset don't wait for the perfect conditions. They create them. Look at entrepreneurs like Sarah Blakely, who turned a simple idea into a billion-dollar empire. She didn't wait for someone to hand her success. She took control and made it happen. Of course, taking responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up for past mistakes. It's about learning from them and moving forward. Maybe you've made poor financial decisions. Who hasn't? The key is to own those choices and use them as stepping stones. Start small. Track your spending for a month and see where your money is really going. You might be surprised at how much power you have to change your financial habits once you stop blaming others and start taking charge. And when you do, you'll notice something incredible. The more responsibility you take, the more control you gain. Have you ever noticed that once you start thinking about something, you suddenly see it everywhere? Like when you're considering buying a new car, and suddenly that exact model seems to be on every street corner. That's the frequency illusion at work, and it's a game changer when it comes to your money mindset. If you're constantly focused on problems, bills piling up, debt growing, it's no wonder those things dominate your reality. But when you shift your focus to opportunities, you start spotting them in places you never thought to look. Here's a practical example. Imagine someone who's always saying, "I can't catch a break." They're so focused on what's going wrong that they miss the chance to pick up a side hustle or invest in a skill that could change their life. Now, think about someone with a financial freedom mindset. They're the ones who notice a new trend, like the rise of remote work, and jump on it before everyone else. It's not luck, it's awareness. The opportunities were always there. They just weren't tuned in to see them. The beauty of the frequency illusion is that you can train your brain to work in your favor. Start by setting clear financial goals and writing them down. Want to save $10,000? Want to start investing in index funds? Once you've got those goals in mind, you'll start noticing ways to make them happen, like cutting unnecessary expenses or spotting a great investment opportunity. It's like your brain becomes a magnet for solutions. And the more you focus on those solutions, the more they seem to multiply. Funny how that works, isn't it? Building wealth isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And let's be honest, that's where most people trip up. They want quick fixes, instant results, and overnight success. But the truth is, the habits that lead to financial freedom take time, discipline, and a whole lot of patience. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't toss a seed in the ground and expect a full-grown oak the next day. You water it, nurture it, and trust the process. The same goes for reprogramming your mind for wealth. It's a long game, but the payoff is worth it. Take someone like Jeff Bezos. Amazon didn't become a trillion-dollar company overnight. In the early days, he was packing books in his garage, working long hours, and reinvesting every penny back into the business. That's the kind of long-term commitment that separates the rich mindset from the poor mindset. It's about playing the long game, even when it feels like nothing's happening. Because here's the thing, the results don't show up right away, but when they do, they compound. And that's when the magic happens. So, how do you stay committed when the results feel so far away? Start by breaking your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Want to retire early? Begin by saving just 10% of your income and gradually increase it. Want to build a business? Dedicate an hour a day to learning the skills you need. It's not glamorous and it's definitely not easy, but it works. And once you start seeing those small wins, like your savings account growing or your side hustle gaining traction, you'll realize that the long-term game isn't just about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle wealth when it finally arrives. Investing wisely is one of the most powerful ways to build wealth, but let's face it, it can feel intimidating at first. The good news? You don't need to be a Wall Street genius to get started. The key is to keep it simple in the beginning. Think about index funds, for example. They're like the set it and forget it of investing, offering steady growth without the stress of picking individual stocks. Vanguard's S&P 500 index fund is a classic choice. It's low cost, diversified, and a favorite among seasoned investors. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. But here's the catch. Investing isn't just about where you put your money, it's about your mindset. People with a scarcity mindset often hesitate to invest because they're afraid of losing what little they have. On the flip side, those with a wealth mindset see investing as a tool for growth, not a gamble. Take real estate, for instance. While some see it as risky, others see it as a way to generate passive income and build long-term wealth. The difference is all in how you approach it. The rich don't just spend money, they make their money work for them. Of course, investing wisely also means doing your homework. Don't just throw your money into the latest trend because everyone else is doing it. Research, learn, and start small. If you're new to the game, platforms like Fidelity or Charles Schwab offer beginner-friendly tools to help you get started. And remember, it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. The earlier you start, the more you'll benefit from compound growth. So, what's stopping you? The best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time? Right now. If you want to grow your wealth, you've got to grow yourself first. Personal development is the secret weapon behind every successful person's journey. Think about it. How can you expect to handle financial freedom if you're not constantly learning and improving? Books, podcasts, and videos aren't just tools. They're investments in your money mindset. Take Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill or The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. These aren't just books. They're roadmaps to reprogram your mind for wealth. The more you learn, the more you earn. Simple as that. But personal development isn't just about reading. It's about applying what you learn. Let's say you're listening to a podcast about millionaire habits, and they mention the importance of tracking your spending. Don't just nod along, grab a budgeting app like Inab or Mint and start tracking. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to action. People with a financial freedom mindset don't just consume information, they use it to level up their lives. And the best part? The more you grow, the more opportunities you'll start to see. Here's the thing. Personal development isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment. It's about constantly upgrading your skills, your mindset, and your habits. Maybe that means taking an online course on investing or joining a mastermind group to surround yourself with like-minded people. Whatever it is, make it a priority. Because when you invest in yourself, you're not just building wealth, you're building the kind of person who can sustain it. And that, my friend, is the ultimate millionaire habit. The victim mentality is one of the biggest subconscious money blocks holding people back. It's that little voice that says, the system is rigged, or wealth is only for the lucky few. But here's the truth. As long as you see yourself as a victim, you'll never take the steps needed to change your situation. A rich versus poor mindset isn't about how much money you have. It's about how you see the world. The wealthy don't waste time blaming others. They focus on what they can control. And that's exactly what you need to do if you want to reprogram your mind for wealth. Think about it. If you believe wealth is evil or unattainable, you'll subconsciously push it away. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. Instead, shift your perspective. Start seeing wealth as a tool for freedom, growth, and impact. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. She could have stayed stuck in her circumstances, blaming her tough upbringing. But instead, she took ownership of her life and built an empire. That's the power of ditching the victim mentality and adopting a financial freedom mindset. Breaking free from this mindset isn't easy, but it's possible. Start by challenging your money beliefs. Ask yourself, what stories am I telling myself about money, and are they even true? Replace thoughts like, I'll never be rich with, I'm capable of creating wealth. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, not those who reinforce negativity. And remember, every time you take ownership of your financial decisions, you're one step closer to abundance. The question is, are you ready to take that step? Now that you've got the tools to think like the rich, the real question is, what are you going to do with them? Knowledge is powerful, but only if you act on it. Are you ready to challenge your money beliefs, reprogram your mind for wealth, and build the habits that lead to financial freedom? Remember, the difference between where you are now and where you want to be isn't luck. It's the choices you make every single day. So, what's your next move? Start small. Maybe it's picking up a book like Think and Grow Rich or setting a financial goal for the next 6 months. Maybe it's finally starting that side hustle you've been thinking about or investing in your first index fund. Whatever it is, take that first step today. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the results. And trust me, once you start seeing those wins, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. If this video inspired you, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson on building wealth and transforming your mindset. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with your family and friends. The more people who understand these principles, the more lives we can change together. Let's keep this journey going. Your future self, and maybe even your loved ones, will thank you for it. So, are you ready to take control of your financial destiny? Let's make it happen.